Hi guys, today I am going to start on a tumbler using this Dollar Tree sticker. I looked online, I could not find these on the website either, so I don't know if they're going to have a big run of these or like if that's going to be it. I don't know, but I've got a little bit of excess to trim off the bottom because I'm going to do this one just on the back side of a tumbler. So this cup should be like 8.2 to where I need to trim it, but I'm going to double check. So yeah, just over 8 because I don't want to go down the curve. So I may actually cut it right at 8 just to be sure that I'm inside that curve. So I'm going to cut it right on my paper trimmer. Now I've got to move this way so I can see. It's got this wide paper on it, so I can't bump it up to the edge, but that should be good. Okay, so that's going to give me a little bit of lip at the top and the bottom, which is what I need. So I think what I want to do is tape off the edges. And we're going to do one of those just random pick-a-spots. So, I have Yellowstone from LMNOP Design Boutique that I'm going to use for the top glitter. And I have, this is old, this is from AC Moore, which doesn't exist anymore. But this is their Onyx. So, because it's a black that I know isn't going to look like tar underneath. And I'm going to apply with Mod Podge. And I'm just going to use one of these Dollar Tree makeup brushes to apply it. So, I'll pour a little bit in a cup just so I don't contaminate. You can always pour any extra back in if I have to. Okay, that looks like good full coverage. So I'm not going to worry about a second coat on the black. I am going to go ahead and immediately pull this line, only this one. So okay, I cleaned up my black. I got black glitter all over my table. I'm going to come in and do my Mod Podge for the gold. I'm going to let this coat dry thoroughly, and I will be back. You'll see me put on the second coat quick, and then we'll move on. Okay, it is time to get some epoxy on here. So I have just under 30 mLs mixed up, and I'm going to use every bit of this on this cup. I did take it outside and spray seal it quick, so hopefully my glitter won't roam too far. Okay, I'm going to try and get this one finished up. So I'm going to put my main decal down first. And I spilled water all over my table, so everything's a little wet. So I'm going to try and get this semi-straight. I just cut this little decal in black, World's Most Okayest Mom, because I think it's funny and I can relate. My kids are basically grown and flown, but still. I just really wanted to keep just black on this one. Hopefully that's semi-centered. I can usually see the edge of my whatever, and on this one I can't. And pardon my hands, they are an absolute mess from paint and spray paint and God only knows what else today. The black is still not completely smooth because I focused primarily on getting the orangey gold done. And I just panicked because I thought I lost a T somewhere, but it's just the center T from there, so I'm good. And I'm just going to stripe it in black as well. So that's all it's getting for decal work. I will meet you over at the turner and we'll get a coat of epoxy on here. Okay, well, let's get that coat on here. And my resin mixed and ready. And it is getting pretty warm, so I hope this does not flash cure on here. Holy. And I do believe it's going to, so isn't that fun? Oh my God. I'm just trying to get as much of it smoothed out as I can. This is obviously going to need another coat. I'm going to let you see this just because sometimes shit like this does happen. I should have known as soon as I touched that. So, yeah, and I ripped my glove now, so I'm going to stop. So I'm going to let this set up a little bit and then get right back in for another coat over it to hopefully smooth it out. So I'll be back. Okay, so I'm going to address this. I am going to sand this before I get more resin on it because it looks like there's a lot of micro bubbles on the black here. I am not going to sand this section though, because I can still see my vinyl exposed in places and I don't want to mess up the vinyl. Mostly I want to focus on this and the bottom because I do have some pooling here and this is not going to sit level. The back side is actually surprisingly not bad. But what happened is, I can't really explain it because there's not necessarily a true rhyme or reason to a flash cure. It happens. This is the third time it's happened to me as soon as I started putting it on the cup. This one I stopped. And I need to strip this back at some point here. It's just been hanging out. I use a resin that likes heat. And I don't heat the resin by itself, this particular resin, but it is near the space heater, so it does get pretty warm, which makes it mix beautifully, makes it mix relatively bubble-free. But what I had done is I mixed up 30 mLs. I split it into 2 separate cups because I had to put an additive in the one cup and not the one that was going on here. I should have applied this and then switched my turners and then put the additive in the same cup and just kept working from that cup. But in the time the other cup sat there, it got hot enough that as soon as I broke the seal on top, it just instantly reacted. When I first touched it, it was not super hot, but by the time I got to the top of the cup, it was like flaming hot, but still running. So that's why I chose to go ahead and get the coat on the cup, because it was going to be easier to sand it to wherever it did get coated. Like this backside's going to be super simple to sand. So that's why I kept going and didn't stop, because on this where I stopped, that's a full strip job. There's no sanding that little bit down. So, and I didn't want to have to strip this because I don't have another one of these, and I didn't want to wreck the cup overall. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to do a pretty intense sanding, like I said, everywhere but over the decal, and then I will be back and we will try our final coat of epoxy again. Okay, so this is sanded and dry. I'm going to give it a pretty good flood coat to try and fill in all of these little divots and stuff. Is this cup going to be perfect? Nope. Salvaged? Hopefully. And at this point, that is what I'm hoping for. We'll have a look. See, that bounced back so beautifully. I'm really actually happy with that. The backside looks great. The texture's back. I'm going to torch it again in a little bit because I can see a couple bubbles. And the black, well, the black is just black. It's got a couple specks of glitter in it. It's still got a couple bubbles. But it looks rippled, but it's not. That's just the ring light above it. So, and the flat bottom that will sit again. So there we go. That's my salvage, save, however you want to look at it. And thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.